Hi, I want to ask you a question. Do you ever catch yourself having difficulty throwing out things that you know you don't need anymore? I remember when I was 6 years old, I used to visit my grandmother's house a lot. She lived in a quiet neighborhood in the suburbs in Rockland County, New York. When I used to go to her house in the winter, my cousin and I would play in the backyard where she had an acre of land with a hill, and we used to go sledding on it every winter. And then when I would go visit in the summer, my family and I would go and enjoy the above ground pool as well as playing on the swing set. The only thing I did not like about visiting my grandmother's house was sleeping over, because I had to sleep with her on her bed. So, my grandmother, she did have a king size bed. So it sounds like it should be a comfortable arrangement. However, even with the king size bed, I still was cramped under her. And the reason for that was half of the bed had newspapers on it. Now, the bed was not the only place in our house that had newspapers. She had a bathroom in her master bedroom, and that bathroom for me was off limits. I had to use the bathroom in the hallway, because for the bathroom that was in her bedroom, she had towers of newspapers. They looked like pillars. But she would have a pillar of newspapers on both sides of the toilet and both sides of the sink. And that's why I was not allowed to use the bathroom in her bedroom. She was afraid I would knock the newspapers down. So I asked my grandma one time, "Why do you have so many newspapers?" And she responded to me that she was not going to throw them out because she didn't read them yet. A lot of people that exhibit hoarding behaviors also suffer from other mental health issues, such as obsessive compulsive disorder, obsessive compulsive personality disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and depression. The Washington Post had posted a story about a 71-year-old woman named Sandy Stark, and she experienced an event that made her traumatized. What was it that made her traumatized? She was a hoarder, and the traumatizing event that happened to her was when her 2 adult daughters went to her house and cleaned it without her knowledge. So, when she found out that happened, she began to hoard even more with a vengeance. She wanted to have even more items than she had the first time. And only for her daughters cleaning her house and throwing things away, and she had to take the time to accumulate more items, it was only then she truly realized that she had an addiction. When Sandy was a young girl, she used to collect things like rocks and crooked sticks. Then when she was an adult, her hoarding had progressed into white ceramics and china and kitchenware. Those between the ages of 55 and 94 years old are 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with hoarding behaviors than those between the ages of 34 and 44 years old. Part of the reason behind that is that they have more years to accumulate their items. 24 years later, from when I was a young girl and used to visit my grandmother's house, to this day, she's still a hoarder. It's an issue that may not ever be resolved because she personally doesn't see a problem with it. After this information that I shared with you today, I want you to take a good, hard look at yourself and ask yourself, am I a hoarder? So, why is it that people hoard? Whenever people hoard items, they're doing it to fill a void, an emotional void that they have in their heart, based off of a traumatizing event that happened in their life. So once they realize the priceless things in life are truly what's important, such as spending time with your loved ones and giving back to the community, that's when the healing process for hoarding behaviors can truly begin.